Okay, so one of the best things that I can recommend, having lost 50 pounds multiple times, apple cider vinegar. And I'm just going to kind of go over education. I'm going to educate you on some of the digestive functions and the organs of the digestive systems, because education is the way to long-term impact change how you think. So your thinking structure is ultimately the problem to your health. It's because you haven't created a way to think about it that makes sense as to why to eat the certain way that, everybody kind of knows to eat. Woo! So essentially, it's in a glass bottle and it doesn't break. I'm 32, so I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. I'm currently cutting 10%. So basically, the digestive tract has a few processes, and apple cider vinegar, as long as you have a good tissue lining from the esophagus all the way down, because if you don't, you need to do some fasting and some bone broth that will allow the healing of those soft tissue linings. It's very important to don't drink apple cider vinegar if you have stomach ulcers. It's going to hurt quite bad when you increase the acidity of the stomach. But if you have a intact digestive tract and you don't have, for instance, feces leaking through small fissions and tears in your intestinal tract, you're not leaking feces through that into your bloodstream, and so you don't have autoimmune disorders like celiac and basically the white blood cells and the body attacking itself because there's stool in your own blood, because the permeability of your intestinal lining has become compromised through eating the wrong foods and candies and junks, and eating the carbohydrates that are going to take on water and swell and really stretch those intestinal tissues. If you don't have those problems, then you're good. If you have those problems, you need to research some of those things that I just mentioned to self-solve this, because no doctor is going to be able to actually follow you around and do this, and most doctors are sick, sad, overweight, depressed, and it's just a 9 to 5, and they really want to go home, and they're having to just try to tell you, whatever they know, which some of them know. I would say the cash doctors probably, it's in their incentive structure to be the best for their clients since they're a cash-based, and most everything else is probably just, you're getting some average knowledge. I can fast track you if you want to go to got-tokens.com. You can get the fast track for $19.99. It's a product for free, and it will go over the health of the gut microbiome, the gut bacteria, how to eat it, how to feed it, if you got issues, how to cleanse it and reset it, because you do have to reset it quite often. Because there are delicious foods out there, but a reset is nothing but just breaking the tongue and putting those adjustments back into place. Now, to the apple cider vinegar, this is going to help absorb vitamins and minerals. So when you drink this, it's going to help your pancreas. So you have a pancreas that secretes through enzymes into the small intestine. After the food leaves the stomach, it hits the small intestines. The pancreas secretes enzymes. It has these little eyes on it, and the pancreas is part of the hormone system, the endocrine system. So you don't need exogenous hormones and steroids and things to try to get healthy, because you're still going to have to come back and learn about this stuff anyways. After you've went and done damage to your endocrine system, you're going to be like, crap, I'm going to have to learn about my endocrine system and figure out how to live with it now that I've jacked it up a little bit. So you don't want to do that. It's easier to educate this stuff before, because you can increase these natural hormones through like regular sources, but it's an understanding and education process, okay? Apple cider vinegar is going to help you absorb the nutrients from your food much more efficiently and better. When you take in dark leafy cruciferous vegetables, your avocados, you're going to be able to absorb things much better and break them down using apple cider vinegar. 2, it's going to stabilize your blood sugar levels. I'm not a diabetic, but I have a constant blood glucometer that apps to my phone. It's a Signos, and it tells me my blood sugar levels, because you're going to feel more normal if your blood sugar is just making small movements. But when you take in something that spikes your blood sugar, and then your pancreas has to dump insulin and then crash that blood sugar, and then it has to spike and then crash, that's when we start to get in these mood swings. We call this thing hangry, and we feel great after eating a candy bar, and then we're just falling asleep an hour later because we're just tweaking ourselves out on these types of drugs. Now, if you don't think food's a drug, you might not know that like the Native Americans would capture their neighboring tribe and like trade them and barter them for bags of sugar. So like if you don't think that food is a full-blown drug, you should look at what Western like foods, processed foods, like were traded for and bartered when they came across like humans in their natural environment, essentially. Like these things are enhanced, they taste amazing, they're great, they're addictive. You have to break the tongue. Best way to break it is through fasting. So apple cider vinegar is great to stabilize the body, helps the blood, helps insulin levels, helps sugar levels, helps the pancreas. It helps you excrete toxins from that gallbladder, which gets filled from the pancreas. So all in all, apple cider vinegar is a big plus as long as your soft tissue linings are intact. If you need to work on your soft tissue linings, you can check out that course that I have at got-tokens.com. There's a lot more information there inside of that 30-minute free product. And you can get in the community and join for more. And have a good day. Peace.